Hi, I'm Scott Whittle, and today I'd like to go into a little more detail about the icons that we use in the Warbler Guide. My co-author Tom and I wanted to get as many access points as possible to the reader so that he or she could quickly find the information they want in our book. Icons are one of those access points. We've created several symbols that make it simple to gather information about a bird with just a glance. In the species accounts, we use several icons. Here we have the undertail icon, which shows a detailed view of the undertail and belly of the bird. Super useful when you're looking straight up at a warbler. Here's the silhouette, which helps compare the shape of one warbler to another, or even more importantly, from one warbler to a non-warbler species. This is the range map icon, which shows the typical distribution of the bird in the United States. And this is the habitat icon, which describes where the bird is usually found during migration or on breeding grounds. For example, common yellowthroat is often found low to the ground, whereas cerulean warblers are often found high in trees. Note that this is just meant to give an average impression on these birds, and during migration, almost anything can happen. Finally, we have behavior icons, which help to identify specific behaviors that can often lead to a quick identification of a bird, or at least to narrow down a warbler to a few choices. A good example is tail pumping or branch creeping. In the case of branch creeping, there are only a couple of warblers that regularly exhibit this behavior. We also have a color impression icon, which helps to quickly give a sense of the color pattern of a warbler. This can be really useful when you get a quick glimpse of a bird but don't really get a full look. The color impressions can actually help narrow down your choices to just a few birds or even to one specific bird. We use some other icons in the book. For example, our migration timing icon actually shows the general timing of a specific species' migration in the spring and fall, which can give you a good sense of when species specifically show up in your area, and whether the birds just show up for a couple of weeks or if they're there for a good part of migration. Another really important set of symbols are those that we use with the sonograms. Here we have a simple system that helps easily break the sonogram into its component elements, phrases, and sections. The symbol system also gives information about the quality of the tone of parts of the sonogram, for example, if it's buzzy, trilled, or clear. Another quick and useful symbol is the check mark, which lets you know when there's a diagnostic identification point that can be used on its own to identify a warbler to species. Finally, we have a simple system in aging and sexing that lets you see at a glance which birds are separable and not separable in terms of age and sex. Altogether, we hope these icons improve the utility of the Warbler Guide and make identification and learning faster and easier. Thanks for watching and welcome to the Warbler Guide.